Hey guys, what is going on? It's Fen here again. So we're going to be talking about Cube World today. So this is a indie game that's been brought out by, I forget what company it's called, but I know it's been created by one person. And it's took about 4 years in order for the game to be released in alpha. Now they're actually having some issues in terms of people just DDoSing the actual website. So it's actually very hard for people to register to download the game and actually play. But if you do manage to download the game, it is actually a pretty exciting game. So I'm going to go over a few of the features and things that you need to watch out for when you first start playing the game. So when you create your character, pretty self-explanatory. You create your character, you create your world, or you join a world or multiplayer, and once you load in, this is what you see. Now there's a few issues straight away when you do log in. If you have a really bad computer or a really bad graphics card, it's going to take you at least 10 to a minute in order for your environment to generate. And the reason it takes a while is because it doesn't have a border on the world. So it's literally an infinite world and there's no cap on it. So whenever you go to a new area, you will basically discover that area and it will load up. So while that's happening, you could actually spawn in next to some hostile mobs, and basically you won't have any choice but to die because you can't see anything, you can't see what's attacking you. And in this game, the mobs move extremely fast. When you attack, you actually move, I think it's about a quarter of your normal speed, and you're very, very slow. So attacking, kiting is pretty much out of the picture. You do start off with 5 health potions, which you go through very, very easily. There's 2 main classes that I would recommend people playing if they're new. That's either a ranger or a mage. The reason I say that is because ranged have such a big advantage over the melee classes, because you can literally kill mobs before they even get to you. With melee, it's always been a downfall, but of course you need to be in melee combat. So therefore, you're going to get damaged way before a range would get damaged. So if you look up at the left hand corner of the screen, you can see Lizari. This is the character's name. You've got the level and class, so he's level 3 ranger. You've got the HP bar and the XP bar. And then you've got a little icon of your character's face, which just kind of rotates around. It doesn't specifically do anything, it just shows you what type of character you're playing. Down at the bottom left corner, you have everything you've looted. Now this is infinite, which means it doesn't matter which server you go on or which single player map you go on, it tells you everything you've looted up to the maximum of what's being viewed on the screen. So it's kind of helpful actually. It gives you your XP, what items you've looted, double items and all that kind of stuff from crafting, which is very interesting. In the middle you have your HP bar and MP bar. With some classes you have to build up your MP bar, such like rangers and warriors and rogues. They all basically use their left ability to generate MP, but it only works when you actually hit a mob, and then you hold your right mouse button in, which is your second attack, and the damage is dependent on how much mana power you actually have. Your Q ability is your quick item, so generally this is for healing stuff. If you press tab, you'll basically get an idea here of what you have. So I've got 1 ginseng soup, and if I use my D or A key, I can switch through these. And this is a mushroom spit, and I've got a few of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press tab again to close that, and now you can see in my quick slot, which is my Q key, I'm able to use this. So I'm actually just going to hit Q, and it's going to make me eat this. And if you can see on the floor next to me here, we have a purple mushroom, and that's exactly what makes these items. So you do start off with 5 health potions, and you're going to have to loot things in order to craft other things. Your 1, 2, 3 and 4 abilities, if you press X on your keyboard, it'll bring up your skills, and you can basically choose your skills here. I've happened to go for Pet Master, even though I don't have a pet. I've got this. Now to unlearn it, I would have to go to the trainer in any city. You've got 2 main specs here. One just increases like overall things, but your skills that you get are pretty much the same. Like you can see here, these first two are the same except for the last one, which is called aim, and then on here it's scout swiftness. The rest of them down here are all the same as well. One includes fishing, one includes climbing, and one includes pets. I believe pets help you. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tamed a pet yet, but maybe. Who knows. So to get rid of this screen, you have to press the representative key again. So in this case, it was X. If I press I for my inventory, you can see this is my inventory. Now to get rid of it, you have to press I again, which is a little bit weird because I'm used to using escape. But if you press escape, it brings up these same things really. So X is your skills, C is crafting, B, I don't know what B is. So B again is your inventory. I guess you can use B, which brings up one of these other ones. So if we just quickly go over the inventory tab, you've got your stats over here, and in the main part you've got your gear, and you also got the gear that you've picked up. So for instance here, I could change this if I wanted to, which I think I will. We've got some backpacks and armor and stuff like that, and different weapons. So that's the equipment. And then the next one is items. So these are all the things that you pick up. You know, this is leftovers, and we've got some patterns here as well. And we've got our healing ability, well, healing items here as well. And then over in the ingredients, these are all the ingredients that you've picked up. So I've got 37 heart flowers, which basically make healing potions. We've got some other stuff like these radish slice, which you combine to create like mushroom spit, where you can actually heal yourself. You can only craft majority of this stuff in towns. So how do you find a town? Well, if you press M on your map, you can look around and you'll find the nearest town. It's actually quite difficult to see because it is nighttime, and that is represented in your map, which is weird. But yeah, you can see the town is all the way over there. So in order to, you know, craft and stuff like that, you would have to go to one of these towns. Also, if you want more health potions, you would have to go to the town, because the towns are the only places that you can find vials. To make health potions, which is probably one of the most important things that you will create, is you need a heart flower, which are basically on the ground. And if you just go near them, you can pick them up by using E, and that'll pick them up. The heart flowers are red. They're very easy to spot. As you can see, it's dark now and it's very difficult to see. You also have different plants like this, which you can destroy, and they will give you specific things. So these will actually give you web, which is used to make armor and stuff like that. So back to the health potions, you need vials which you buy from towns. You need to take them vials to a water source and use them in a water source to fill them with water, and then you combine the heart flowers, these with your vials of water, and that's how you make health potions, which are really helpful. If you want iron and gold, you need to go to caves in mountains. You can tell they're mountains because they're kind of a grey colour. The grass is obviously green. So that's one way of telling if it's a cave or not, or at least a mountain. What else is there? You've got your pet ingredients here. You can actually find pets and feed them to tame them, which I haven't got any pet food yet, so unfortunately I can't get one. Now if you do forget the different keys and stuff, you can press F1, which will bring up this screen, and it'll tell you everything you can do. I'm just going to quickly run through the most important ones, and then we're just going to discuss some other stuff as well. So I'm going to hit escape to get out of that. Now E, your E key, E for elephant, that will basically allow you to pick up items off the floor. When you kill mobs, when you loot items off the floor, you need to use E. To interact with things, you need to use the R key, R for Robert, and that will allow you to interact with things, such as down here. These are really important, these camps. Now, generally, they are guarded by hostile mobs. Fortunately enough for me, I found one which have basically allies. You can tell they're allies because they have a blue nameplate. Do not get confused with blue text as their names. You're looking at the health bar. The health bar determines if they're hostile or not. Blue health bars basically mean they're friendly. Red health bars means they're hostile. Now you have a different color coding system for each level of mob. You have red, which represents their high, and then you sometimes have a number which represents how high of a level they are above you. You have orange, which means they're equal or just a little bit higher than your actual level, and then you have blue, which is lower or equal to your current level. So keep that in mind. You also have green health bars, which represent pets, things that you can tame. Anyways, these are important, and why are these important? Because if you go to these, you can examine these. Now, some camps will have beds, and the only way to regenerate your HP out in the wild is either potions or kind of food that you craft, or actually sleeping at a bed. If you can't find a bed, then what you're gonna have to do is find some like ginseng roots or something like that. Come to one of these fires and use your R key, and then that will bring up the crafting menu here, which is cooking. And this will basically give you the opportunity to create these. So as you see here, I've got some onion slice and I have some mushrooms. So I'm going to create these, and these will basically go into my my kit. So if you want to make pineapple and pumpkin, you can generally find, if you go to any town, especially in single player, you can find a little farm at the towns, and they have like 50 of these pumpkins and stuff that you can pick up. So it's a really good way to actually get these pumpkin slices, but they only heal for 100, so they're not majorly good, but they're good if you're, you know, in a pinch. So let's have a look at the crafting. So in the crafting section here, you need specific items in order to craft these, and you can tell down here, so we need some wood cubes, and if you already have this stuff, you just need to craft it. So at the minute I have some raw wood, basic, so wood logs. I would have to go to town and cut that into cubes, so wood cubes, and then it would allow me to basically make something like this, like a new bow. I've also got the cobweb here, which gets turned into this linen yarn, which is pretty cool. And you get your potions here as well. Now these automatically get put in. Every time you level, you get different things that you can craft, so you don't have to learn anything. But you do have the opportunity to have things like this, a formula, which basically allows you to learn specific things. Unfortunately, I haven't found any for a mage or a ranger, which is the two that I've been playing. So that being said, what else is there to show? Now it's very dark on here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit this world and go into the other one that I was playing on. It does take a while. I mean, the way I see it is, if it was coded by one person, then the code isn't going to be like top notch, like an official game that gets, you know, thousands and thousands of pounds of funding. It's just not really happening, is it? But this should still be a pretty decent game. So we've got a start menu. I'm going to select Lizari again, and I'm going to use this Jamo world down here. And if you just pay attention when we log into the bottom left of the screen, you can still see pretty much everything we have looted in the other world. It still keeps track, which is really, really cool. So as you can see, the screen is pretty much blue, and that's because it's slowly loading in the actual world. So yeah, let's just have a look at the map. And if you didn't know, these areas here, like these swords, they represent kind of quest areas where you can go, and generally it's a good idea to go to these, especially for leveling up, because they offer like lots of mobs in one area that you can kill, which is really, really fun. So I want to show you the basically the goodness of ranged, and if I shoot here, you can see I'm actually hitting this from this distance, and I can just do that to mobs, which I will show you on shortly. And you just go over and you press E. Now these things here, these are actually called, I don't know actually what they're called, but these are where you resurrect. As you see, if we get closer to these guys, they're crab plus 3, so they're 3 levels higher than me, so I definitely don't want to be near them. So I'm going to pick this up by pressing E, I'm going to go up here. I see a little tree. This is where you get logs from. These little bushes. You also get this stuff here as well. I'm not sure what it is. So it's a plant fibre. I'm not quite sure what it's for. But let's just head over here. So we've got a dude here. Let's just see what level he is. So it's always good to see. As you can see here, he is red nameplate, which means he's hostile. And he's actually named, the onionling, is in blue, which means they're lower or equal to my level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a good vantage point, something like this, and then I'm going to shoot this guy. And you can see that I will kill him before he even gets to me. And unfortunately, you know, the melee can't do that. So here I'm using my left click. I'm going to charge up my right click and then let go. And you can see I can actually knock him out, which is really, really cool. And I got 2 XP for that. So here I'm going to pick up some more onion slices, which of course will help me create more items to heal myself, which is really cool. As you can see here, this guy has a blue nameplate, which means he isn't hostile, he's actually a friendly, and you can talk to him. They don't particularly say much, but hey ho, it's quite cool. So if we jump over here, and you can actually hear them attacking. He's actually attacking something in the water. So see this one, this horse has actually an orange nameplate, but it also had a green health bar. I had to think there. So a green health bar and orange, which means he's a little higher than me, but he is actually a pet. So you could actually tame this if you had the food that horses like, which I suppose probably would be wheat of some sort. These are heart flowers here. So you can actually pick them up and they will create health potions. They're all over, so you don't really need to worry about that. As you can see, there's 2 there already. And as you go further on, you'll just find more and more and more. So, what else is there to discuss? I'm not quite sure. I've gone over pretty much, I think, the most important things. So like here we've got some ginseng. That's going to allow us to create some soup, and that will help us. So as you can see here, I'm going to attack both of these, and the kind of good thing is you do have the ability to do AoE damage, which is quite cool. So how does the ranger mechanics work? Because your primary attacks really are going to be your left click and right click. So in terms of a ranger and a warrior and a rogue, you use your left mouse button to use your normal attack. As you use your normal attack, your mana power will actually go up. So I'm at 100% now. So I use my right click button and it will do a lot of damage. As you can see, if I hold this, and that actually didn't hit him, funny enough. So let's just keep hitting him, use my right click, and that will stun him, which is quite cool. But for the actual ranger, I prefer just to spam the right click button because it's really, really fast and it can crit quite high. And you can't just hold it because it actually charges it, which isn't what we want. So the only downside is you've just got to spam it like a madman. Now that bunny actually dropped something for us. I'm curious to see what it is. I think it was a hammer. Yeah, so it was a hammer for a warrior. So that's exactly the same, that. So that's not what we want. And I think, you know, that's pretty much it. So let's see what level these guys are. So these are orange. I could probably take this guy. Probably not, actually. As you can see, some do a lot more damage than others. So this is probably a good opportunity to show you. Right now, if I use my Q key, I've got to sit down, but he's still pounding on me. With the potions, you can actually run while you are using it. And unfortunately, you can't outrun this guy. So I'm going to use another one. Hopefully he doesn't kill me, which I think he may. He's doing a ton of damage. And I'm probably going to die if I don't run. Actually, it might be a good opportunity to show you what happens when you die. So let me just... and there we go. So he killed me. He instantly reset to 100% HP. If I use my R key, I resurrect somewhere random. it looks like I actually came close to them that I was attacking. Maybe not, who knows. So I'm going to jump down here, and if you do jump down you will stun yourself briefly, which is quite cool. So here we go, we've got some gnolls here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot these, and you can see I do a lot more damage, and I'm doing damage to both of them. And you do have a dodge ability, so you can use your middle mouse button to dodge like specific attacks and stuff, which is quite cool. And this guy looks like he's coming for me. So now I'm going to show you the run mechanic, because the run mechanic is quite interesting. So I'm running from this guy and he will keep up with me no matter what. So how do you lose these people? Generally speaking, you want to climb something and then basically just leg it. As you do this, they're going to be left behind, and that's probably one of the only ways to actually lose them. And they do chase you for quite a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat, and unfortunately you cannot run while you're being attacked. And I accidentally hit that guy back there, so now I need to leg it. But yeah, I mean, health potions are a must really, especially if you're out grinding mobs. And as you can see, they're orange and blue, so I don't want to aggro them. I just want to get away from this guy. So I mean, the good thing is that you can get away from them quite easily. But there's some kind of big mobs around here, like these bears. I'm not sure what level they are, but they are pretty damn annoying because they actually do a charge mechanic. So this is a skull bull. I'm not sure if the skull means he's actually a skull. So he is like level 50 and I'm level 10, you know, something like that. Or if his name's just Skull Bull, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this episode. If you want to see more of, you know, Cube World, then let me know, because it's quite an interesting game really, and it is very fun to play. Hopefully things get a little bit improved, because right now it's good, but it's not fantastic, if that makes sense. So where were they? I'm sure there's some guys around here. Oh well. But yeah, so let me know if you want to see more of Cube World and what you thought of this. And the reason there hasn't been any content on my channel in a while is because I said before, there just isn't any games that I find interesting right now. However though, you know, this game it's pretty fun. Hopefully some stuff will be improved. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you hopefully in the next episode. Peace.